How you doing? It's Trenius, and you're tuned into the infamous Living Realm Network. Divine power is always working for us because we're trying to do right. I've been doing some very extensive research lately, and I've been digging inside the file cabinets of my memory bank and pulling out old stuff that I learned a long time ago, and I've been connecting it with new thoughts and insights that I'm having today. So, in return, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and return this information to you. Some very powerful stuff. I want to put you on game. You know, slang terminology when we was in the hood, when I was living in the hood, you know, we used to say, I'm going to put you on game. I'm going to put you on game. That means that you're going to tell somebody something that they don't know. Okay? And it's their job to actually listen to what you're saying so that they can carry out the game. You understand what I'm saying? And so that they can be the next best thing. Thing is also a slang word for thing. Okay? I know I got some Realm team members way over there in other countries and stuff like that. Welcome to America. Okay? Home of the brave, land of the free. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, man. Make sure you speak up, let your voice be heard. Leave a nice comment at the very bottom. I'm gonna try my best to get back to every last one of you, and I have. I've been actually able to excuse me. I've been able to respond to each and every last one of you guys promptly. I just really thank you all for subscribing every single day. We get new subscribers every day. Here on the infamous Living Room Network, we're getting better and better as a team, and that's what we're gonna continue to do. Elevate our mind, elevate our consciousness. You know, try to make ourselves better, make other people's lives better. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to raise the vibration of the whole world. And it's going to make the world a better place. So let's get right down into this universal life energy. How to connect with this universal life energy. I know if you're probably visiting from Instagram or Twitter, I know you're probably like, what does that mean? What is this dude talking about? You know, what is this universal life energy? Okay, listen. This stuff is information that is not really given to the average person. You know, the average human in the population does not know stuff like this. People don't like to talk about stuff like this. A lot of people are scared to even talk about deep topics like this and the stuff that we talk about here because a lot of people are scared to div and dab in the spiritual world. A lot of people are scared to talk about anything bigger than what they are accustomed to. So that's why you don't really see a lot of people talking about universal life energy. What is that? Oh my God. But it's really real. It's really real. At times, you are in universal energy. You're actually using universal life energy, but you don't even realize it half the time. Your heartbeat is running on universal life energy. Breathing is universal life energy. These are all, you know, things about the body and how it operates without you even having to put in an effort. It's called universal life energy. Some of you out there have a lot of energy and you kind of never get tired, you know, and your friends and people around you when y'all running and stuff like that, when you're, you know, doing activities outside, you notice that you have a lot more energy than the next person. And it's not that you drink a lot of water or it's not that you even eat healthy. You just naturally energized. I know there are naturally energetic people out there that are using this life force energy and don't even realize it. Sometimes you see your famous athletes, you know, using the life force energy, and they're doing stuff. They're completing feats that they didn't even think was possible, and they're doing outstanding stuff and making outstanding plays and blowing the world away because they find themselves in the moment of this universal life energy. What is this universal life energy? Where does it come from? How can you tap into it? It's very easy to tap into, guys. And if you didn't watch my video yesterday, I highly advise you to go back, watch that video that I posted yesterday, because I'm talking about detachment and I'm talking about, you know, how, you know, to get into infinite intelligence and what is infinite intelligence and all that good stuff. So rewind it after this video, go check that out, you know, and get that knowledge as well. But what you want to do is you want to continue to free your mind. You want to continue to keep your mind free of, you know, what you can't be, you know, what you can't do. You know, a lot of people are, you know, brainwashed, and I think it's like hypnosis or something. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of people are accustomed to thinking the contrary of what they can do. You understand? Like, a lot of people just are hip to immediately thinking what can't be done before they even think about everything that can be done. Like, I know several people who I've encountered in my life, and you can't get them to see the silver lining in no moment of their lives, you know. And it's like no matter how much you try to help somebody, they will never understand until they see it inside themselves. Because I've tried this, and I know you have too. Because I know we just alike, because we like-minded individuals trying to make ourselves better, other people's lives better. That's what we do, and we try to make the world a better place. But you cannot make people do stuff. You cannot get people to hear from your point of view. None of that. None of that. None of that. You could be an optimistic person, and the person you're talking to could be a pessimistic person. No matter what you do, they gonna always still be a pessimistic person, because it's something that they have to find within their heart. And that's why I always like to use the analogy, universal life energy. That's why I like to use the analogy, like, what if we had the opportunity to put our souls inside somebody else's body? How would we feel? What would we see? What would we see out of their eyes? Will we feel the things that they feel? Will we go through the same thought patterns that they go through? I mean, how will we feel? We don't know these answers, you understand? But one thing I do know is that in order for somebody to find their way and to get into their own life force energy, they have to change from the inside out. So this life force energy exists everywhere, all the time, all around us. I've actually existed in this life force energy like several times. Like, I can count on my hands how many times. Like, I felt it like three. I felt it about 4 times, and it felt like oneness with complete all. I try to get back there all the time, guys. I try to get back there all the time, but it's just something that just, I don't even know how I was able to put myself in those states of consciousness when it happened, but I can tell you how I felt when it happened. And let me add on this before I tell you how I feel. There are times that we go throughout our day that we are actually present in this life force energy, but it's not as, it's not as on a higher level than just being complete one with all, like what I'm about to tell you about. Like, there are many times where things happen in your day that you're completely in sync and in harmony, and you don't even realize it, because your consciousness is not really paying attention and aware to like stuff like that. Like I said, like stuff like that. You know how people think, like they want to think about the regular stuff, but we think about stuff like that. And so the times that I was in this oneness with complete all, guys, I was at the center. It feels as though everybody's watching you. It feels like you are in control of your reality. It also feels very overwhelming. It makes you feel so enlarged that you become afraid of it. Like, the times that I tapped into this universal life force state of consciousness, I completely I was talking to myself, literally trying to get myself to dumb down and to get myself to be back brainwashed, so to speak, because the feeling of, being at one, with yourself in a line, and one with all, it's nothing that you are born into. So when it happens, you're afraid of it. It's just like when people see new stuff, they don't really want to say, hey, that's the right way to do it, because they never really done it until they actually do it for themselves, or until they see a lot of other people doing it, then they'll do it. But the average person will not do the outstanding abnormal thing, like the most weirdest thing, which actually might be handsome, which really might be cute, which might be unique, which might be like something really cool to the person out next door, and that's why dreamers, visionaries, prophets, sage, people like me and you, that's why we rule the world. That's why we really keep the world going around. Think about all the things in the world that exist. You got the light bulb, you got Thomas Edison, Benjamin Franklin, the person that freed the slaves. You got Harriet Tubman, you got Gandhi, you got Oprah, you got all these figures that everybody looks up to every day. But do you know who these people are that everybody look up to every day? They are the dreamers. They are the people that had dreams. They are your prophets. They are your sages. Yeah. You know, these people are the people with visions. They are your entertainers. You know, the people that actually seen it in their head before it actually existed. You know, these people were running on universal life force energy. You know, just having a sense of belief and just knowing that whatever they wanted to create can be created because they are the only ones that can create it. You know, a lot of people always ask me, send me messages on Trent. How can I do this? How can I make this happen? How can I do this? How can I do? I'm gonna give you that. You know the answer I always tell them? I don't know. Only you know. You know, if you got a vision, if you got a dream, if there's something that you want to create, you know, through this life, universal life energy, you can do it. It's gonna help you do it. Like, people got God confused with somebody that is like holding grudges with them, or like, you know, somebody who holds back blessings, who don't open doors. No, 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 no. When you really want to know God, just I highly advise you to just step out there and just go for it. Just go for it. And then you'll see God. You'll see God, because what he will be doing is he'll be actually opening the doors for you that were once closed. See, in order to operate in this universal life energy, okay, at the very beginning, you're going to see all doors is closed. You're not going to see a way, you know, to get from point A to point B, or how you're going to make point C come about, then how point D is going to get here, all that thing is going to happen after that. You're not going to see any of that. The only time you're going to start to see the universal life energy or God himself really start working for you is when you just take the first step to fly. You know, Wilbur Overwright created airplanes. You know how many times they tried to get off the beach, but they failed? You know, they just kept trying. They just kept trying. And then one day they made the first airplane that actually flew in the air. It actually flew in the air and it was on wings. Like, they didn't just say, you know what, man, I just really think I could create this airplane. No, they just did it. They was just doing some shit, and they just continue to do it. And then they made it happen. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is, guys. That's when you start to see the universal life energy. You start to see the secret about life that you never knew, because you never picked up the pen and actually started to write, you know, that book. You understand? Like, until you start to write that book, you're never gonna really know what happens in the book in the 5th chapter, the 6th chapter, the 7th chapter. Writing a book is a process. You gotta just make the effort to write book chapter 1 first, and then chapter 2 is gonna come to you in a dream while you sleep at night. Then you wake up in the next day, you know, and chapter 3 is gonna come by you talking to God gonna put you in a position where you're having a conversation with somebody at Starbucks, you know, who writing a similar book to yours, and she gonna give you some ideas. Boom, there go your idea for chapter 3. Universal life force energy is working. It's showing you its power on how it adds to your life with ideas and insights. But you would never notice. People would never notice. You know why? Because all it takes is action, man. And like, this universal life force energy is real. It's really, 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 really real. Like, it's really, 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 really real. Like, really, 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 really real. You know, once upon a time, I started out with 0 subscribers. 0 subscribers. I could never see myself with 784 subscribers right now. I got 784 of you guys who watch me every single day, and it goes up every day. But could I have known that if I gave up on the first video? No. So what we do here in the Infamous Living Room Network, we go every day. We go every single day, because it's just something that we love to do, for one. And then I got good people like you who actually, you know, send me messages and say, you know what, this is inspiring, that's inspiring. Now that's universal life force energy responding back to what I'm putting out, saying, hey, keep going, good job. Because a lot of you all out to say, you know, keep going, Trent, keep doing this, keep doing. Y'all know I be about to give up. Y'all know some days I don't even feel like doing this, you know, but I still love it. You understand what I'm saying? And if I never even tried to continue to do it, I won't get some of them nice comments like you guys be leaving, inspiring me, telling me how much this stuff helps you. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole secret to it, guys. That's the whole secret to it, and I'm about to end it up right there. That's the whole secret to universal life energy. You know, you're never gonna see it. You're never gonna see God work for you until you put yourself out there and start walking on the water. I mean, if you keep thinking you're gonna sink, you're gonna sink. You're going to sink. You're never gonna walk on water. But You gotta just make the attempt to step out of your boat and walk on the water. And when you walk, you will find that the water is not even deep. You don't even start to sink. You will notice that there is something is always helping you to keep walking. All right, that's what that story is really about in the Bible, guys. Jesus. In the meantime, I'll see you next time. Peace.